we are, guys. We are here. The week one recap. Week one is in the books. Some of us are here physically, maybe not in spirit because their souls were ripped out of their bodies. I'm looking at you, Cody.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know if
lost
he's
to
going to make
Dave's
it.
got a sting, man.
I thought this was going to be a two-man cast for a little bit there.
I mean, I was wondering. I think a lot of people
I'm pretty
wondered.
sure I'm sick. I'm pretty sure I'm not here.
Yeah, I mean, your team was sick, not in the good way.
I would have lost
clearly.
to everyone.
Everyone
Everyone
by like
would have
30
beat me.
points.
Yeah, it wasn't close.
I think the closest one to you was Bailey, and she beat you by 31 points.
69.76 points.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you had 69.
Ouch.
I thought you had 59. But yeah, I was docking you 10. So I guess you did a little better than I thought.
Do it.
It's irrelevant, right?
I can kiss that jersey goodbye. Like, you put up a 69, like, it's over.
Wow, you've already given up after week one on that?
I've given up on everything. The trophy's gone. My team's in the trash, both my fantasy team and the Dallas Cowboys.
Wait a minute. How do you pivot this hard after 1 week?
I don't even think that I'm a fan of football anymore. I think I'm gonna watch soccer the rest of my life.
Well, the World Cup's on, man, so you're gonna have some good soccer to watch.
Can't wait, because I think, that's the only football I need in my life, because this is horse shit.
Fantasy football World Cup edition. Oh man.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I mean,
what a pivot after 1 week. You came in
beautiful, right?
So hot and heavy. We talked to Dave about being a guest star this week, just so we could.
It's too bad he couldn't make it.
Yeah.
It's too bad he couldn't make it. I would have really liked that.
I wanted him to be here just so he could brutalize you with all that smack talk. I mean, he's been doing enough in our chat with all these bullshit memes that he's throwing around after one trash slop, rain-infested game in Chicago.
They played in Lake Michigan. It's not fair.
Dude, I saw
it did help. It did help.
It did. Those two teams are the same. Between Trey Lance and Justin Fields, neither one of them knowing how to throw a ball and just fighting to stay alive every play, it looked like a swamp game.
Yeah, and one of those quarterbacks had a whole year of playing swamp football prior to this. So
exactly, that was the deciding factor. Yeah, and barely won. Like, it was a close game all the way through. Like, Chicago had so many opportunities to break that game wide open, couldn't do it. And like, I just saw. I mean, I watched a little bit of that game. It was one of the few games that was on at the bar I was at. At the end of the game, game's on the line. Trey Lance is throwing the ball, I think, out to Kyle Juszczyk or something, and you see it hit him right in the hands, and then he just just slips right through. So I happened like 4 times, and then they're just like, they're walking back to the huddle, and they're like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, they're wearing gloves, which I don't know if you should be wearing gloves in the rain, if that makes it better or worse. But
I don't think they knew either. It was an ugly one.
And I don't think they were expecting it to him in the hands, because prior to that drive, Trey Lance was missing people all over the field.
Well, he wasn't being helped out either necessarily. The offensive line was not doing great. He also didn't make the best decisions. It was one read and go. A lot of times he was not sitting back there. And, he is shifty. I think he had like 50 yards on the ground or something or whatever, but he's not as good a runner as Jalen Hurts, to be honest with you. I think Jalen Hurts has got more speed and is shiftier. So the one read and go strategy, I mean, you got to at least get to the second read and give it your guys a chance before you take off. I don't know. That was my thought. He also didn't have Kittle. It was a shit game. I think we throw it out. We give Trey Lance a week 2 and see how he looks. If it looks like trash in week 2, then we panic.
Do you think Jimmy G would have won that game?
I don't know, man. Like, I think the Bears made a few plays. They had that one broken play where he threw it back across the field to Dante Pettis, which, how good must that have felt for Dante Pettis after all this shit that Shanahan gave him, cut him from the team, all out of BS, and then he scores essentially the game-winning touchdown.
That's
gotta
feel good.
Feel so sweet for him.
That did.
Yeah. So I don't know. We can get off that, but just a gross game in general, and we have to sit here and listen to Dave talk for another week before my Packers just smash them and show everybody how good the Vikings are. Okay.
I think the Vikings are
average.
I think the Vikings are really good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Vikings taking the North. I said it before the year started. I called the Eagles and Vikings. And after week one,
I mean, to be fair, almost everybody was picking the Vikings. So like that wasn't like a bold pick by you, Patrick.
I mean, everyone was picking the Eagles too, and I'm telling you, I still believe without an injury to Dak Prescott that's not going to happen. But now they're going to default into an NFC East victory and get bounced in the first round of the playoffs.
I think you're going to see a struggle between the Manders and the Eagles, actually, to be honest with you, because that offense
I think that's fair.
For the Manders looked a lot better with Wentz. I mean,
He's
it
better.
looked a lot more explosive.
He's better. He's better. And he's still Carson Wentz, but he's better than what they had.
He'll still piss away a couple W's, but he is better than what they had.
Yeah, he'll definitely lose like in November.
They could steal a game from the Eagles, though. You know what I mean? I mean, the Lions almost stole one, for God's sakes.
Mm-hmm.
Which, interestingly enough, and then we should get into some matchups for the sake of time, since we've been talking about trying to be a little bit more concise on these. But
I mean, it was a draft
think
special.
What we saw. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? If you want to listen. If you want to listen to 30 minutes, listen to 30 minutes. But it's all up to you guys. So the thing is I think what we saw in that game was how good the Detroit Lions offensive line is. I think they got a top 10 offensive line, to be honest with you. And PFF, I didn't dig into it that much today, but I believe they would agree with me on some of the run blocking scores that some of those guys got in that game, because the Eagles got a good defensive line. They got that big rookie. And also, I think the Eagles defensive line is going to get better. They only played that big rookie out of Georgia, Jordan Davis, their first round draft pick. They only played him 22 snaps. When he was in on those 22 snaps, the Lions yards per carry went down under 3 yards. And when he was out, it was up over 4, I think. So I think we're going to see a lot more Jordan Davis coming on. You know what I mean? Yeah. But
possible.
We'll see. I've been digging into stats all day, so
I still am excited to watch some Lions football this year. They had that one super unfortunate fucking pick six that really turned that game into. I mean, it ended up not being one-sided. They came all the way back, but it got that way for quite a while, and you just thought, okay, well, here are the Lions. They can't do it, and if they avoid that one play, then we might be talking about the 1-0 Detroit Lions right now.
They play with a lot of defense, and if you watch the Hard Knocks on them, the coach is doing a hell of a job rallying them and putting ex-players in coaching positions so they can kind of bond. It just seems to be a cohesion. I don't know that they have the clutch ability to overcome those close games as you saw this week, but they're going to be in every game. And I can see them losing 5 or 6 games by less than 3 points. Just kind of one of those teams.
If they draft well and they make a few right moves in free agency, you could see them being a contender in that division in a couple of years. If not next year, if they get a few, say they struggle all year, they pick up 5 wins, so they're still in a good draft position. They get a good rookie. They add 1 free agent piece on defense. That could be all they need. I mean, I think their offensive line pieces are there. They have their running back depth. Jamal Williams is a great backup running back. They have a decent tight end. They got some wide receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I saw, I think you stole, Jake, which I think is a hell of a steal.
Traded for. You can call it a steal if you want.
It's pretty thefty.
That was
pretty thefty.
I'm saying, Alan, I don't know what you were thinking, man. That man
Allen was wasted. That's what Allen was thinking. I was there.
Amon-Ra's a star.
Allen was wasted.
Cam Akers is gone, and Allen needed to hedge his bets by pulling in Darrell Henderson.
You date raped Allen's trade.
It's not true. I think it's a lot more even than you guys are trying to put.
He could have. I totally disagree. I realize you're defending yourself, so you can trade with Allen later in the year, which I respect.
It's not a play. It helps us both. It's just a solid trade.
Look, I understand
and you guys are upset because we both benefited from it, and you guys weren't involved.
It's because I was going to make an offer.
I understand you didn't actually drug Allen but like you went to the bar and you found the drunkest girl there, and you said, "Hey, I got a waterbed."
Hey,
You know?
Cody, you were sitting there and you heard Allen open that trade offer to me.
Yeah, that doesn't change things.
It does. Absolutely
I don't know
does.
what he's thinking there.
That drunk chick came up to me, sir.
The Lions are going to be behind in almost every game. Amon-Ra is a great route runner. He's going to get 10 targets a game. I don't know what he was thinking.
He's gonna catch 7 of them.
He was thinking
like
Cam
80
Akers
yards.
put up a fucking zero burger, and he wanted the guy that was going to be taking the 15 touches. So it helps.
Yeah, he drafted a running back who blew his Achilles, and you should never do that.
True. And then week 1, he figured that out and said, "I got to give something up to fix that problem." And that was a receiver that was barely.
And that is my butthole virginity to Jake.
Nah, look at his other receivers. He was going to be maybe a flex play for him. He didn't lose that much.
I don't know, man. The other thing I was going to say is, except with the Achilles, except James Robinson. You know what I'm saying, man? James Robinson had 2 touches and like 70 yards. He looked good. He was the lead back in Jacksonville.
Yeah, still. Cody, did that get a little choppy for you too?
Yeah, I could hear nothing of that.
Yeah, I missed a little bit of that one. I heard James Robinson.
Yeah, as soon as your hand went up here, it's like the internet couldn't handle the fact that you're being slick.
I was just being too cool, you know. So anyway, all I'm trying to say is, sorry if there's any like technical mishaps. We're working with some shaky internet right now, guys. We'll get it figured out. This is our second video cast. All I'm saying is, Cody's having all this Achilles talk. Oh, y'all can't hear me at all.
Y'all messing with me.
You son of a bitch. Anyway, for the 3rd time, all this Achilles talk, James Robinson looked great. And he was the lead back. So that's a huge steal. There's a couple of steals early on this year, if you ask me. James Robinson is one. Antonio Gibson is one.
Was Robinson an Achilles? I thought he was an ACL.
I thought you said Robinson was an Achilles, if I'm correct.
Akers.
Well, yeah, but I thought we said Robinson before.
It was
an Achilles. Robinson was an Achilles.
It was for him as well.
I didn't know that. That's news to me.
Yeah. And he looked good, and Travis Etienne is the pass catching back. And if James Robinson's scoring 2 touchdowns a week, I think it's going to stay that way.
And hopefully Christian Kirk gets a dozen targets every week. So guess who's coming into my lineup?
He looked good.
He did. He looked good on my bench.
You talking? Yeah. Oh, he was on your bench. I see.
He was on my bench.
Should we jump into that matchup? We've talked a lot about Cody's debacle. Let's just dive in.
Let's go, Dave. Cody. Cody, explain yourself, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna leave for a few minutes. Do you guys want to handle this one on your own? Because
that's fine. I'm gonna go.
I mean,
I'm just gonna go jump in the actual trash can where my team is.
We're doing about 10-minute segments, so come back in about 10 minutes. We'll be
okay. Sweet, awesome.
All right, so I got my eye on the clock right now, and we can start breaking this down. But so obviously up top, you have your quarterback break his hand, and he's playing one of the best defenses in the league with an anemic offense that really misses a second wide receiver. They have nobody. Yeah. It's CD, and he's getting blanketed, and Dak's throwing airmail balls, can't hit him, but defense. And that's what you dealt with the whole game.
Dak Prescott made a bunch of bad decisions regardless of coverage the entire game. They looked as if they hadn't practiced all year. They looked bad. When Dak Prescott was playing, they looked bad. They could run the ball a little bit on Tampa. They didn't decide to keep doing that. They decided that we're going to throw this thing into triple coverage multiple times.
Yeah, Sunday night looked like varsity versus JV. That's what that looked like.
It did. And it didn't even look like varsity's best game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Tampa didn't look good, but Dallas looked awful.
The defense did a good job holding them to field goals, which you can kind of hang your hat on that. But then you get tired of having to do it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Like they only let up one touchdown, though. They only let in one touchdown,
and it was inside like the 5. Like they did really well. It just you can't like go out there with a lot of hope. Like once you look at what your offense is doing over and over and over again, they scored a field goal on their first drive, but that was it.
Yeah,
that was all.
I just think we should move on, just keep moving. But I just think that you can't trade, like you could trade Tank Lawrence maybe or some of these other guys, but their defense is so cohesive right now. I don't think you start breaking that down. To me, you trade Zeke. You trade Zeke
but
for a decent wide receiver too.
Who's buying at his price? They set his contract. Yeah. You gotta eat it.
I mean,
you gotta eat it.
They have made some poor financial decisions over the past few years, which now after this one injury puts them in a tough spot.
Well,
they could try to go out there and get Jimmy G.
They loaded up,
but
they loaded up to make a run last year. That's what they did, and they got bounced in the first round. So now it's come to roost. And you got to kind of deal with the fallout, and that's just what it looks like. It looks like fallout.
Forget real life. I'm looking at your team. What does your team do to manage not having a quarterback? Because you not only drafted Dak as your quarterback, you drafted Dak as your only quarterback. So you got nobody but waiver wire options.
Looks like Carson Wentz now, doesn't it?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm gonna be floating quarterbacks week to week based on matchups now.
Well, so I have to take. The matchup between you and Dave is his quarterback did even worse than yours did, and he still beat you because fucking Cooper Kupp coming through with 25. All of his receivers got him at least 15 points.
Well, my number 2 overall pick, Austin Eckler, had a really good game scenario. Like it was a 2 touchdown lead in the second half, and they never left the shotgun. And it's not like they left, like they were in the shotgun and then handing that ball off inside. Austin Eckler got his touches and they were catches, and that was good, but they didn't put him between the tackles at all against Las Vegas. And I was really I was just really banking on, and Josh Palmer got a lot of attention. Like Mike Williams didn't get shit.
No, it didn't. 2 points was surprising.
Was heavily involved.
Your tight end put up a goose egg.
Oh yeah,
the other weak spot.
Yeah, it was a bunch of things not coming together. I mean, Javonte Williams, okay day. Tyreek Hill, okay day. McLaurin caught one ball late because he had one catch for the entire game until he caught that like 30-yard bomb to put him to like somewhere even. But it was like outside of that catch, my team does like 10 less points. Like it's like there was a lot of holes, and there was a lot of game scenarios that should have worked out, and my guys just were not getting attention. And that makes me super nervous because if it was like game scripts that fucked me, then like, what do you do? But that wasn't the case.
The Broncos-Seahawks game for the Broncos, just everything that could have went wrong in the key moments went wrong. They turned the ball over twice inside the 20. Javonte Williams being one of them. Play that but that's an 8-point swing right there, because because most likely he's getting into the end zone. Yep. You know what I mean? It's Javonte Williams fumbles the ball because he runs into his lineman, and then the guy comes up and literally just as he's getting going again, his momentum's going forward. That guy's arm's coming towards the ball. It's just perfect placement. Ball comes out. It's not going to happen every week. Javonte's going to be great. I think Tyreek's going to be great.
He looked awesome. Even my streamer defense pick, which was Cincy going against what should be a terrible Steelers offense, like with 5 turnovers in the first half, like one of those went for a score, so that didn't count against my defense. But 2 other ones put the ball inside the 20. Like even just hold them to field goals, my defense was getting fucking nickeled and dimed, just down, and I just everything that could have gone wrong did. And I deserve every minute of it, but like,
yeah, you do.
The fantasy thing, like I want to lean into fuck this and fuck that, like in like go rage style, because I think it'll be more character based. But like, it's real depression because of my real team's quarterback and essentially their season getting flushed during week 1. It's shades of 2017 Tony Romo, like going down, and I'm sorry, 2016. and it feels like that in my heart, and so it's like the fuck you and fuck all this and none of you deserve to be here with me, like all that stuff is just like, nah, I'm just sad.
If you believe in karmic retribution, even like the tiniest bit, you have to believe that Cody brought this all on himself. Which, as
You're
a
right.
fellow
It's actually
Cowboys fan,
it's my fault that Dak Prescott got his hand hurt. You heard it here first.
As a fellow Cowboys fan, that pisses me off. Quit bringing this shit on my team with that bullshit.
Why does my fantasy nonsense affect Dak Prescott's throwing thumb?
The karma. That's the karmic retribution I was talking about. Put it into the universe, bad shit comes back to you. Sometimes there's blowback on other people.
I wasn't prepared to be blamed for that today.
It's just me getting lumped in with your bullshit again, Cody. You know this game.
Why does that always happen to you?
Because I put myself close. Some of that's on me too.
Can I mention one last thing before we got to move on to Dave's team here a little bit.
I mean, yeah,
I think it's kind of funny that this week there is no Cowboys merch in the background after that beatdown.
Oh yeah,
on,
that's intentional.
Sunday night. Just thought I'd point that out.
The trophy also went from up here to down here.
I threw away. So I had this box. This Amazon box that I got in because I was trying to like put this thing up, like last week. Ooh, I got this box here because like nothing else would fit. And as I was putting shit together, I'm like, I'm not putting the Cowboy stuff back up because I'm mad. I was like, well, where's that box? I'm like, no, the trophy should be lower.
Next week it'll be out of frame.
Should be lower.
It'll be like here. You'll see. It'll be peeking out of the water, like out of the frame, just a little bit.
Cody, you better win next week or this week because you got me the week after that. Who do you play this week? I guess we could talk about that later, but
he plays me. But anyway, in for a reckoning, reverse style, reverse reckoning. As
you can't use my word. That's
anyway,
my word.
Oh, I'll use it against you.
You can't
just
say
like
that.
Your boys used their offense against your fantasy team. Anyway, so don't worry about it. All right, let's move on. All right, let's start off with Dave.
I'm a little worried about it.
Let's start off with Dave. All right. Anyway, so
about all the time you need to talk about Dave's team.
Let's cruise through Dave. The Packers looked horrendous. They couldn't do anything on offense. The rookies were dropping passes. Rodgers looked like shit, like he does when he doesn't have a great. He's got to have a connection with his wide receiver. A lot of his throws are timing throws. If they don't have the connection, it doesn't work. The one bright spot of their team was A.J. Dillon. We'll get to him later on. I got a lot of nice things to say about A.J. Dillon.
I bet you do.
So they got rocked by the Vikings. I don't know why we were not shadowing J.J. all over the field with Jair Alexander. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing there?
Saving that one for the next matchup.
Touchdowns, I mean, for God's sakes, dude, make an adjustment. But anyway, I'll save my homer talk.
There you go.
For something else.
The other
thing, Fournette looked good.
Fournette
looked good.
He did. But his other running back, not so much. When you look at Dave's team, though, his draft strategy, 2 quarterbacks, both of them underperforming, 2 tight ends, neither one of them really going crazy. It's just, I'm looking at his matchup this week, and he's got Zach Ertz started over Kyle Pitts, which is your 4th round pick on the bench, or 3rd round pick, whatever it was, on the bench.
Well, I mean, Dave did score the 3rd lowest amount of anyone this week. He got matched up against my sorry ass, and so like he's 1-0 feeling good, but like again, 3rd lowest point total. Like you got to watch out.
2 silver linings for Dave. Okay, I think Belichick's going to make an adjustment. He's one of the best coaches in history. I think they'll make an adjustment. Okay, I think that offense will get a little bit better. I think they were playing the 2nd best team in that division, and they're the 3rd best. The Bills are clearly the best, but I think Miami's better than New England this year.
I think so too.
So you're playing a good defense, and then you got down, so you had to throw the ball. So that there goes Damian Harris. He's not the pass catching bat. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you move on down his lineup. It's Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp going to do Cooper Kupp things even in a loss. Mm-hmm. Mike Evans caught that touchdown, which really. He was doing okay. He would have 10 points, but that touchdown really bumped him up. Kyle Pitts is not going to score 3 points every week. He's going to be essential to that offense. So, I think there are there's an argument to be made that some of his down scores on other weeks, like, you know what I mean? I think his team is going to mellow out around like 90 to 100 points a week if they perform.
I think he's got a
But
consistent
that's not
team.
going to be enough.
He's a consistent team. He's going to put up about that range, like you said, every week. He's just not going to – I don't see his team putting up 120 ever.
He's
got too many, like, mediocre players.
Jalen Waddle also, like, one of, like, the bright spots there in his flex. Like, he squirtled out in a cover 0 for a slant that went 35 yards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, like, he only had 5 targets. He had 4 catches. And so, like, Tyreek Hill getting 11 targets on the day, like, you see where, like, they're going with that. Yeah, if Jalen Waddle's going to get in the end zone, that's great. But, like, looking closer to, like, 5-6 points for Jalen Waddle as an average, you're gonna need some people to. You're gonna need some Cooper Kupp action every week. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna need that.
But you're probably gonna get it. I mean, where else the Rams got Allen Robinson, all that junk about the Allen Robinson talk? Look,
1 target,
garbage. And you're playing against rookies. They don't even have Trey White, and you're playing against the second best rookie because the best rookie is not Cooper Kupp. Yeah. You can't shake free for 4 catches at least. I mean, but anyway. So, I mean, I guess that kind of covers this matchup. You guys want to move on?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, we almost hit the mark. On that.
I don't know. Let's spend a few more minutes on Cody's team.
Yeah.
You say spit a few more minutes on Cody's?
Whatever you want, man.
Please.
Shit, spit, growl, whatever. Anyway.
Patrick, you won this week. Let's flip the scales and talk about your game.
All right. I mean, my team, honestly, I felt like should have put up like 120. If I would have had any type of,
I bet you do feel that way.
You know, I mean, my kicker scored me 1 point. My defense scored me nothing. CeeDee Lamb scores me 4 points.
So what about that says, man, my team should have scored 120?
CeeDee Lamb should have went for 10. That puts me almost up at 100. You even get 5 and 5 from the other ones. We're at 110.
You know, every player in the league can do that, right?
You know that you would have only beaten me and Bailey this week, right?
Hey, listen,
Patrick was actually the 3rd lowest points of the week. He got beat by Dave.
Win is a win, and the things that I'm very happy about are the fact that even in a complete trouncing, Kyler Murray's floor is 20 points. I'm happy about that. Okay. Yeah. Dalvin Cook is going to have. How is his floor how does his game get any worse than against what they did against Kansas City this week? They got a 9.
It gets worse with like a bunch of turnovers.
And a real defense.
In the middle of the year, Kyler Murray starts like looking small. That's been his history. I don't think his floor is 20. I think his
true.
I think his floor is 20 for 5 weeks.
Shit, week 7 he gets Hopkins back. So yeah, it'll go up after that.
There you go. You'll be all right. Nah, fuck me.
Yeah. I mean, I think he'll be fine. I mean, he's going to be a solid QB1 all year as long as he's healthy. And there'll be people on the waiver wire if he's not. We'll figure it out. Dalvin Cook is going to get in the end zone. Okay. I actually think the Packers defense is pretty good. They just got Justin Jefferson into annihilation, and their coaches did not make an adjustment.
I think any team,
to be honest with you,
I think any good defense can probably limit Dalvin Cook. I don't think a single defense can limit Justin Jefferson.
I don't know, man. I mean, yes, Justin Jefferson is going to be the best wide receiver this year. I think
you should have taken Justin Jefferson over Dalvin Cook.
I don't think so. So the thing is, listen, Dalvin Cook was getting targeted out of the backfield left and right. He was getting screen plays drawn up for him. Okay. He looked good. All right. Like, I think he's going to put up double-digit points every single week. And it's not every single week.
He better.
There's not
pick.
every team is not going to be.
I heard Dalvin Cook getting targeted all over the place. He had 3 receptions.
I'm fine with that. 3 to 5 receptions a week for Dalvin Cook, and then 15 carries. Let's go. I'm for it. I'm here for it, man.
Okay.
He's not gonna not score a touch. He scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
We're having a different conversation.
Yeah,
You know what
okay.
I mean?
Yeah,
if,
you're right.
Ifs and buts were
He scored
candies
12
and
points and
nuts,
he didn't get in the end zone.
we'd all have a
Don't
Merry
say.
Christmas.
It's
Every day would be orthodox offense. That's right. Yeah.
Hey,
Anyway,
the biggest
Jake
news.
Dillon.
Michael Thomas. No, fuck Jake Dillon. No, or fucking
Jake
Aaron.
Dillon.
Jake
No,
Dillon.
Damn
Fuck
it, Jake
Jake
Dillon.
Dillon.
I'm no.
Jake
Fuck
Dillon Hall.
Fuck Jake Paul.
Let's
No,
talk about Jake
so-
Dillon Hall.
No, we're that's his new name, Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm calling him that the rest of the year. So Jake Gyllenhaal looked enormous. That's a great team. Thank you. Anyway, I might change it to that actually, because that's a Packer instead of a Viking. It hurt me to make my team name after a Viking. It did a little bit. So anyway,
You did it after Chicago last year. It
AJ
didn't hurt
Dillon.
that bad.
yeah, but it was a derogatory. It was a derogatory.
You're derogatory.
Anyway, it was Chicago dumpster fire. How can it get worse than that? Anyway,
I mean, it can't get worse than Chicago.
Look at Cody's team.
Yeah, I guess.
Does it now?
There's so much shade, man. It's like we got a fucking palm tree over this podcast right now. Anyway, so AJ Dillon, the quad monster himself, he's the goal line back. He's catching balls out of the backfield. He looks big. He looks strong. He's going to carry my team to a championship. I loved what I saw out of that. We got to figure out what we're doing with CeeDee Lamb. Michael Thomas, 8 targets, 5 catches, 2 touchdowns. We like the targets in the red zone. Not super happy about the fact that Jarvis Landry is getting so many targets. But if we get 8 targets to Michael Thomas every week, we're going to do just fine with him as a wide receiver 2. We got to figure out our wide receiver 1 situation. Mark Andrews is going to catch a touchdown more weeks than he's not. Okay, so I'm okay with what he did. Chase Edmonds also, he gets in the end zone. We're having a different conversation. I think he looked fine.
Chase Edmonds looked good. He didn't just look fine. He looked good.
Yeah, he looked explosive, which is what I thought. And they're going to run the zone running scheme. He's going to catch balls out of the backfield. He's going to be good. I love him in the flex. I got a lot of great flex options. My only weakness, wide receiver 1. And I'm hoping that Julio can carry that for a few weeks with Godwin out, because Julio looked fine. You know what I mean?
Fine's a good
if he can.
I think he looked better than fine.
Well,
he had that amazing catch, which was old school Julio, and he looked like he could run, and he never looked like he could run as a Titan. I thought, okay, he's moved on. This is it. Let's go ahead and put this one out to pasture. But he looked like he could run. So I think you're going to be just fine while Godwin's out.
That's what I think. There's also a million wide receivers on the waiver wire. So I can find something there. I'm happy with my running backs though.
And in a half PPR,
pretty stoked on the running backs.
With a half PPR league, the depth of wide receiver is almost endless. There's so many people you can pick up and just give a shot for a flex spot. It's not the same for running backs.
Yeah, I mean,
not the same for running backs.
You need 5 catches and 50 yards to have a decent half PPR week. Like 7.5 points. Is it good? No. Is it fine? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it's just so weird, like being excited about a 2-yard catch now. It's so weird. Like as soon as your guy catches the ball, you're like,
I lost because of a 2-yard catch this week.
Ooh.
Literally, lost by 0.58. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get there. Let's talk about Bailey's team. Jalen Hurts, man, looked great. If he can throw a few touchdowns,
or if they don't give away 3 of the 4 rushing touchdowns to everybody else, then he's having
running backs.
Yeah. Then you lose.
Yeah.
If they just let him take 1 more of those this week, then you're in this Owen podcast category.
Hey, but guess what? We're 1-0, baby. So we love it. Anyway, the running backs still look good. I'm happy that Kenneth Gainwell got involved there. The problem is Miles Sanders looked all right.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to hold that job until he gets
not going to ever start for you.
We'll see. But anyway, Najee Harris, she's got to be a little worried about Najee Harris.
I would be.
And
Kenneth Gainwell could start in the flex. And Zeke, because
with a shift to have PPR this league, it's baffling to me a little bit to take Najee Harris and Zeke as your 2 top dogs. Like 2 running backs that Zeke catches out of the backfield a fair amount, sure, but Najee doesn't.
I mean, they just don't throw to Zeke out of the backfield hardly anymore. They threw to Zeke in his first 3 years all the time.
Yep.
And they do not throw to him in the flats anymore.
Even more to the point.
Well, they got Tony Pollard, but Tony Pollard looked like shit though. So I mean,
Tony Pollard looked like the whole team looked like shit.
Yeah, they did. So anyway, though, the problem with Najee that I wanted to say, the problem with Najee is the offensive line sucks. Okay, and you have bad quarterback play. Okay, I mean it's great that he can still get 10 points off volume alone, but that's also why he got banged up. Now the report out today says his foot's fine and he's ready to go. Yeah, we'll see.
Well, it wasn't volume alone. He got a receiving touchdown. He got in the end zone and got less than 10 points.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a terrible offensive line. I've been saying it, like everybody's been saying it all year. Like their offensive line is trash.
Well, as long as Minkah Fitzpatrick keeps intercepting the ball and then going out inside the 10, he'll be fine. But man, what a scenario you need for that to be good.
Which is going to be harder to do because TJ Watt is already probably out for half the year.
Yep.
So you're not going to be putting pressure on the quarterback.
Torn pectoral.
So torn titties is what I heard it called. But anyway,
can you imagine?
Twin Cities and torn titties.
Just like everything you do with a torn titty. Ugh.
Yeah, it sucks. It's like trying to drive when you're midsection, your core's fucked up. You don't realize how almost every motion requires some of that.
Not good.
I mean, looking at the rest of Baylor's team, though, it's just a lot of mediocrity outside of Jalen Hurts.
Michael Carter on the bench, he looked all right. I mean, she could plug and play him week to week, but I don't know that that's going to be a consistent thing.
Maybe, because Breece Hall looked good catching passes out of the backfield. And if they start realizing how explosive that man is, he's going to start getting more and more. It's going to become more and more of a timeshare, and he's going to get
Michael Carter caught 7 passes. So, like, he's doing just
so
fine.
did Breece Hall.
So.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. You're not wrong. He looked good. You know, for Erica's sake, she hopes that Michael Carter goes down or starts looking bad, but it's not looking great for Breece Hall in week 1.
Nope.
She got saved with Rashad Bateman on just one bomb. You know, he got all of that. Touchdown, 50 yards, and a reception on one play. Otherwise, he was his booster.
Target share? He had 5 targets on the day. I mean, how many targets Duvernay? Devin Duvernay.
He's on my dynasty team, actually.
Who's got Duvernay in our league?
Nobody.
Nobody drafted him. He will be the wide receiver too. It's going to be, but here's the thing. I think it's if we see Duvernay do that again next week, then I might start to believe. The thing is, though, I think it's going to be 1 week it's going to be Bateman, 1 week it's going to be Duvernay, 1 week it's Mark Andrews is the one that's probably going to be the most consistent.
And most days it's going to be Lamar running it.
Yeah, I mean Bateman had 5 targets. Duvernay had 4. Bateman still out targeted him. It happened to work out.
They ran the ball a bunch. It was a weird game.
They're gonna
clock got ran down quick in that game. There wasn't a lot of points going on the board. You know, it's not going to happen like that every week. There's also Demarcus Robinson's up there too. You know what I mean? He might get in the way 1 week too. So I don't know. She's got to feel bad about Dalton Schultz, just like me and CeeDee Lamb, Cooper Rush. But there is a narrative that says not such a good quarterback. He's going to dump the ball off, which might mean a lot of targets for Dalton Schultz. It could happen. But how efficient are those targets going to be, you know?
Also, she's got to be thinking, like, about the best thing they can do right now is turn around and hand the ball to 21 behind number 70. So, like, you just got
offensive line.
You can try, and they're going to be able to actually perform, though. You know what I mean? He can give it to 21, but if he's running, if he's running behind an offensive line that's depleted, old, and doesn't know what the hell they're doing, still not. All that's going to do is bring 8 people into the box.
It's true. I mean, like, I'm not saying it's a recipe for like game success, but from a fantasy owner like perspective, like if Zeke's getting 11 carries a game versus 21 carries a game, like I'd take that scenario.
Yeah. And I think you know, you got to be more worried about the quarterback playing Cleveland and the man that left Dallas, Mr. Cooper. I mean, good God, they eked out a win in that game, but that's a running offense, clearly. I mean, we knew it was going to be, but they can't throw the ball.
They cannot throw the ball at all.
And if they are, they're throwing it to Kareem Hunt and the tight ends.
Kareem Hunt's their best receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's going to waste
Cooper's
away
great,
on
but he's got to have
Trish's
somebody
bench.
from the ball.
Yeah.
A lot of points died on that bench. She got the W, though.
Yeah. And then I think Melvin Gordon is trash. He looks. Did you guys watch that game?
I didn't see a single snap, and I'm disgusted that the Broncos couldn't beat the Seahawks.
You'd be more disgusted if you watched it. Trust me.
I bet.
Stuff.
It was a gross game.
Some of the play calling too. Like what?
The heresy
on the Broncos side.
Yeah,
the heresy that I've heard about Seahawks fans turning on Russell Wilson. Like I think
that man brought you everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
And they turn on the way they do.
I don't know, man. That man does not have a positive reputation among players in the league. And maybe he's done it to himself.
Hey, who gives a shit? The man gave him 2 Super Bowls. Did he not? Yeah. At least one.
I saw a clip of this guy analyzing the post game when they run out to the midfield. You know, like the quarterback returning to his hometown. Like you said, he brought him 2 Super Bowls. You think all the other Seahawks players be meeting him at midfield, giving him a hug, shaking? One person. He had to go find people. Nobody on his old team even wanted to say hi to that guy.
Look, he might be a bad dinner guest. He might be a bad dinner guest. Honestly, he might be kind of a douchebag, and maybe even a total douchebag. I mean, as a fan who gives my team success, like, I just don't know.
On,
I don't know where they get off being like, I'm so glad Russell Wilson's gone. We're so much better off without him. I'm like, pump those fucking brakes.
Are you surprised?
Is Richard Sherman a nice guy? No, but they didn't boo him. You know what I mean? Like, come on. So anyway, we should move on. What's the next matchup?
Right down the line, it goes right to Jake's game.
All right, let's do that. Jake, what you got, man?
Ooh, the tightest game of the week.
I mean, it is.
It was so close.
0.52
on the Monday night game with two pass catchers going for the same squad.
Yep, and a defense. I made 2 moves before this matchup. One of them was to pick up Pat Freiermuth to replace Cole Kmet. That turned out great. Got me 10 points.
Great move.
The other move I made was to take out Rashad Penny in my flex and put in Allen Robinson. And that one cost me the week. Yeah, so it was a little painful. I was winning last night until the Broncos' last drive. And I believe it was a 8-yard catch from Albert O. Gave Trish a 0.52 point lead. And that was it.
You want to know something? That would have been crazy? I was would have been so unlikely, but if Albert O on that last drive would have gotten free for like a 60-yard touchdown, like he just breaks one, I would have won like $1 million. I seriously would have. I did the math and I compared it to the other leaders. I would have at least won a piece of $1 million. So that PFF statistical analysis is coming in handy because it helped me with a few lineups. But anyway, that's a little bit of an aside. I was sitting there. I was like, no way, this would be nuts. But yeah. But anyway, continue, Jake. Sorry about that.
You're good. There's not much else to say. Josh Allen got me a third of my points, which is going to be a lot of weeks. I feel like storyline of the week for me is Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara both underperforming. McCaffrey got a goal line diving touchdown, but the train wreck that was Baker Mayfield completely crippled him. And the Saints decided to use Alvin Kamara as a blocking running back for 75% of the
exclusively.
While Taysom Hill took all of the rushing yards. I don't think this is going to be an every week thing for my team. I'm still optimistic, but this was kind of a very lame way to start the season.
But here's the thing. I'm not as worried about Christian McCaffrey. They'll figure it out, I think. Okay? Like we were saying, how that man does not have a pass thrown his way every 3 plays it's like negligence. I said 4 to 5. To be honest with you, I think that's too little. He should be touching the ball like he should be running the ball on first, second down. And and I mean, every other third down, he should be getting the ball thrown.
He's the best athlete on the field, especially on the offense.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw
whoever they're playing, he's the best.
You saw what a good offensive mind can do to a running back like that with New York. Look what they did with Saquon. He was touching the ball left, right, and center. That guy touched the ball like 25 times that game. Look what he did with it. You give Christian McCaffrey that. Now, granted, Cleveland is a good defense, and they have athletes on the edge, okay, that can deal with a running back like McCaffrey, kind of, okay? But, 13 points, whatever, but out of CMC, you're expecting like 25. You know what I mean? You're expecting 20 at least, So, and then the one I'm worried about is Kamara. If you can you only put up 6 points against Atlanta. Come on, man. That's rough.
That was tough to watch.
Yeah. And then you get Higgins. Higgins gets the concussion, right? I mean,
left at the second quarter. He didn't even come back from that one. Sutton did okay.
Yeah.
They didn't throw to their wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2, by they I mean Denver, until they did one play. It was like a 50-yard bomb to Judy down the sideline. And then you started to see him open up a little bit. But that offense was nothing but dink and dunks for the entire first half. I just didn't get it.
It's going to get better. Sutton and Judy, when they were targeted and caught, when they caught the ball, they looked like they could do something with it. Sutton had a few plays where I was like, all right, okay. You moved into the hole in the zone. You made a few moves after the catch. The impressive one was Judy, though. Judy's speed and elusiveness in the open field was a revelation. When he got his hands on the ball going across the middle. Now, granted, he dropped the ball and cost him the game, basically, when he dropped that ball going for that first down on the last drive. But they wouldn't have been in the game without him making that touchdown either. So, there's that argument as well.
It's just surprising they didn't utilize it more, because even though the announcers were talking the whole game about how the Seahawks had 2 very, very young cornerbacks, and they were putting them in one-on-one coverage fairly regularly. They just weren't taking advantage of it.
That one kid, though, that Wooden kid or whatever his name is, that huge cornerback. You see that guy? He's like 6'4", 2 something. Big guy, man. Yeah, I think he's actually going to be kind of a steal of the draft. They got him in the 7th round.
Damn.
He looked good. Good. So I don't
Speaking
know.
of 7th round, I think that's when Allen took Amon St. Brown. So I get to upgrade in my 10th round, Darrell Henderson, to 7th round.
Your receiver, yeah. I mean, your team, I still think.
How long you been working that out?
About 8 seconds.
No, that's good. Right off the top. Good deal.
Not bad. But I think your team's still going to be great. You did have some underperformers. I mean, Allen Robinson just boned you hard.
Yeah,
hard.
But
and they put up 30.
Also,
go ahead.
Well, it's just Buffalo just annihilated that offense. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen to the Rams every week.
No.
So I think the days will get better for Allen Robinson. But after all the hype and for him to come out and have 1 catch, damn, dude.
2 targets. That's the thing that scares me most is that they just didn't try to throw it his way, and I just thought he would eat up balls.
Stafford had
because everything's going Cooper Kupp,
immediately, right away. It was either find Cooper Kupp because he's your best receiver, or dump that shit off to fucking Higbee, because Higbee had 12 targets or something stupid like that.
Cooper Kupp's the first read of every play. Yeah, But anyway, you had some players on your bench. You moved Henderson there. You had Penny, but not much else to speak of. Tua did fine. He'll be a fine fill-in on a bye week. But
speaking of bench, Patrick, I got an alert this week that said you might be interested in Rondale Moore. Is that true?
Oh, did I might have marked that down. Yeah, I mean, if Rondale's healthy, I think he's gonna be good, but he's not healthy, so I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Did you got him on your bench? Okay, we'll talk. Anyway, let's keep it moving here. Trish getting boned hard again. The Rams annihilation. Trish getting completely humped by the Bills defense, along with Matt Stafford. But I just realized what I said there. there, so I was just going to continue it. But anyway, so again, Matt Stafford's not going to have that happen every week, regardless of what Dave thinks. The Bills might be the best defense in the league this year.
And best offense.
You know,
Yeah.
I know. They're heavy favorites right now. If they stay healthy and they get Trey White back, good God. They have Pro Bowl players on every level of that defense. And in their secondary, they have multiple.
Which is why Stephon Diggs is so dangerous. He put up 22 for Trish, and I could see him doing that just about every week. He catches everything one, and then he's got Josh Allen throwing to him too. It's just,
and he was open by 4 yards every time that the ball came his way.
And the Rams don't have a bad defense.
Jalen Ramsey apart. He ripped Jalen Ramsey apart.
He sat down into every zone, and every single time they went man coverage, he busted every fucking in off with 6 yards separation. It did not look hard for Josh Allen to hit him. He had so much space.
Let me ask you guys this.
Touchdown to him, though. All right, go ahead.
Go ahead. Mine's going to be off topic. So
all I was going to say is that touchdown to him in jail. I was just going to say we're trashing Jalen Ramsey, you know, with purpose, because Jalen Ramsey is constantly saying he's the best cornerback in the league and all this shit, right? And he got torched. But the thing is the biggest play, he was supposed to have safety help over the top.
He was,
and it wasn't there.
You
know, so like that's a little unfair, but he still let him behind him like that. You know, should have been a little closer to him. Probably.
Yeah, when you see someone pull underneath coverage, it's not like someone getting toasted. You know what I'm saying? Like he passes him off and he sets up underneath, and you're like, oh, look at Jalen Ramsey get fucking torched. I'm like,
yeah. The best play he had that whole game was that little where they did the fake hand. It was like a read option, and then it was Allen came up like he was going to run, and at the last second went over the top to Diggs, and Ramsey just barely fingertipped it away. That was his best play of the whole game.
Yeah, because that was like a Tim Tebow Florida fucking offensive play there, and
with more accuracy clearly, but yeah.
And it's fucking well, it better be. But like seeing a play like that, like is almost kind of like highlights Josh Allen's dominance over this league. Tim Tebow is probably the greatest college football player ever. Like the thing that dude could do on a field amongst those athletes was insane. He didn't have it at the next level, but Josh Allen looks like that in the NFL.
He was stiff arming linebackers,
and he could throw the ball.
Yeah, that stiff arm he put on that corner, like he made someone look like Derrick Henry makes people look.
Yeah, it looked a lot like the Adrian Peterson stiff arm on the sideline. Same thing. Mm-hmm. Just pretty much grabs him by the face mask and just relocates him by a couple of yards.
He's a big boy.
With his
he's got to be
arm.
careful. He's got to be careful. He's got to be careful.
Fuck that! Don't be careful.
For a yard.
No,
he's got to be careful about struggling.
Fucking send it all day.
It's like watching someone that's just the 1% of the 1%. Like if you can get away with that, like
I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him at 90%. I want to see him full throttle every day.
Not to like make this comparison because I might get shit on for it, but like Michael Jordan, do you think he pulled back and played at 90% so he could like preserve himself? Nah, man, that man put it on the line.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with that analogy. Michael Jordan, okay, other than when he played the Pistons, was not getting annihilated by super athletes while being held on by
Josh
another
Allen.
super athlete.
Josh Allen is annihilating those guys.
He could have easily torn his ACL that play when he had his leg up in the air.
Yeah,
struggling
you could have scored 120 points, but you didn't.
Here's what I feel like. Here's what I feel like.
I'm saying I want the man on the field.
I get you. I hear you. I'm not the GM for the Bills, so I'm not going to make the argument as the GM for the Bills. I want to see the greatest athlete do the greatest thing because I'm a fan of the sport, and that's
fun.
Me. Yeah. That's me watching Josh Allen go fucking full send every week, and that's what I want. I want to see him holding off Bobby Wagner with one hand and reaching over him for a touchdown with the other.
That was sweet. That was
fucking nuts. That's Bobby Wagner. He did that too.
I know. That's a Hall of Fame linebacker. That's still like a solid play. I mean, he's a great player still, and he just owned him.
And we got to start the season with that. What a great week of matchups it was.
Mm-hmm.
There's been just a little aside, Jake, and then you can give your side, and then we should burn through Trish's team here real quick. But there's been a lot of Bills. I've seen a couple of Bills fans down here. They are ecstatic. One of them was a bartender at this brewery that we did the rehearsal dinner at. That man would not shut up about the Bills. Like I asked him, like, your boys were pretty good yesterday. What? He was just letting her go, man.
They fucking deserve it.
Like, go get it. Did you ask him how many tables he's jumped through?
I have not.
No.
He's a North Carolina boy, so I don't know if they do that down here, but he's definitely a very hardcore Bills fan. So, but anyway, did you have something else you want to say before we get into Trish's team, Jake?
A couple of things. It'll actually segue into her team, but the most painful thing this week is watching my number 1 and number 2 picks get outscored by Antonio fucking Gibson. That hurt. In the flex spot.
Almost combined.
You're right. Joe Mixon put up 18. She had David Montgomery kind of shit in the bed. I don't think he's going to be a great asset to her team. But
Khalil Herbert's getting like 40% of carries.
Also a swamp game again though too. So like you gotta there's some wiggle room. But like she's gonna throw in Kareem Hunt, as she should.
Well, look at her lineup. All right, so you got Joe Mixon, who's the obvious starter. And then for your second running back spot, David Montgomery, Antonio Gibson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Kareem Hunt. Who do you start?
Gibson for right now.
First of all, Clyde is not going to do that every week.
No, he's not.
Okay?
I think it's Gibson, Hunt, flex.
The Cardinals' defense is horrendous this year. Okay, I know it's the Chiefs, but Patty Mahomes is great. Don't get me wrong, but they could not cover a three-legged dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have an expression, but that's the one that came to mind. They were open.
I don't know why it's always the tripedal canines for this guy.
He had anybody they want. He had anybody he wanted in every play. Okay, it got so bad that they fucking had Jerick McKinnon in there, and then they got so bad after that they threw the rookie in there. And he ate up like 50 yards and got a touchdown on the ground. Like that defense was horrendous. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not going to be that every week. Kareem Hunt is the one on the bench she's going to be using for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
he looks
I think
so
David
good.
Montgomery. I think David Montgomery is trash, and I think that offensive line is not good. Okay, and I think Khalil Herbert's the better running back, and I think he's going to keep.
Montgomery was a 4th-round pick, so in our league.
It's garbage. Anyway,
about the same time as
Keenan Allen. Yeah. I have Cam Akers in my other league. That hurt. He cost me my week. But anyway, the Keenan Allen looks like he's going to be out. He got a hamstring issue. He's probably going to be out a couple of weeks.
Interesting.
And those things have a way of coming back.
That's why we were floating that Mike Williams trade there.
Give my
hand away a little bit here, but
the reason why the reason you're floating that
Mm-hmm.
trade is because of Dak Prescott. Okay.
And because of Keenan Allen. I mean, it was 2-pronged, but yeah, more because of Dak Prescott for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Alberto actually was involved in the offense, and he had a few red zone targets, if I'm not mistaken. He had one.
He did.
He had one
that got tackled at the inch line.
Yeah. So I think he's going to be a fine tight end. Russell likes his tight ends. There was some other kid, though, that they were playing at fullback that was getting all the targets early on in the game. That Beck, he had a touchdown. He might have had a touchdown.
They're saying that Beck is like the Swiss Army knife of that offense. They can put him in the slot. They can put him out wide. They can put him at fullback. They can put him at tight end.
They compared him to Kyle Juszczyk, the way that Shanahan uses Juszczyk in San Fran. Obviously, he's not a true fullback, and he's got a little bit more pass catching chops than Juszczyk. But he could be a reason why Alberto is not as good. And also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but he had his quad taped up. So I'm wondering if he doesn't already have like an early injury. He had all this tape around his quad in the game, and so I don't know, but too much focus on the tight end. Let's talk about Gibson because he was a revelation. He looked good.
He looked real good.
I think he's
Commanders
only
not-
going to be good for about 4 weeks, though.
The Commanders might not be bad.
They might not be.
We'll see how that defense. They fucking almost lost to Jacksonville. So like, let's slow down.
When does Chase Young come back?
Oh, that's right. He's out. Yeah. Well, if they would ever play up to the level of their talent, then yeah, they might actually be good this year. And if they're probably real inspired right now with the Cowboys being in the dirt and them thinking they got a chance at the division,
Yeah.
So, motivation and morale is a real thing in the NFL. So, and they got a quarterback that can win games for them. He can also lose them too, but like they have a chance this year because they don't have fucking Heineke back there, So I don't know. Is there anything else you want to say about Trisha's team? She also got that rookie. She's got Tyrion Davis-Price, which with Elijah Mitchell being out 2 months might come into the mix too, because Jeff Wilson has also had injury issues his whole career. So how long is he going to hold up in Shanahan's offense? So
it's possible.
She's got some things to be happy about there.
Swamp game aside, the Niners look like the same team as the Bears, which worries the hell out of me for that team. So I don't know that I'm excited about their weapons besides Deebo Samuel, because that guy's a no-brainer. I'm not super pumped about anybody else on that offense with Trey Lance running the field.
Their speed advantage was completely nullified by the weather. Okay. Their edge rushers were slowed down by the weather. And I realize it does the same things to both teams. But I think the Niners on a normal day have such an athleticism advantage on the front seven that was nullified by the rain. Okay. Their pass catchers were nullified by the rain. Okay. And then it's Trey Lance's first game. It's his first game starting.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not his first game.
Well, yeah, I guess he had a couple starts last year. You're right. But first time where he's like the guy and he's coming out and it's his team and it's going to be his team until it's going to be his team for like the first 6 weeks. And it started as his team. Yeah. There's been all this talk around him the whole off season, it's a lot of pressure, but like you either put up or you shut up. I'm just saying, I think we give the guy another week before you panic on the Niners. Yeah, I think they'll look a lot different in regular conditions.
Just some of the throws he was making. Forget the decisions. Some of his releases to like people that were on the flat. And again, slippery ball, sure. But you're putting it 3 yards short of your wide open guy on the flat who's gonna run for 5, 6, 7, 8 yards, and you can't even put it in his numbers. You have to be able to do that. The consistent move the ball in the NFL.
How are we talking about San Francisco right now?
I don't know. Because we just got we get off topic. Anyway,
I was just trying to find the branch in which that grew from. I'm like,
we started talking about Tyrion Davis-Price, and then we went back into San Francisco. So anyway, it's all right. Let's keep it moving. We're doing fine. We're doing fine.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
You want to go to the match?
You want to go on to Brent and Todd, right?
Oh yeah, what a barn burner!
Yeah, that was
Heavy
awesome.
Hitters.
The comeback from Brent on the back of Saquon and JJ in the afternoon.
He was
good. God, man.
Todd had him dead to rights after the first round of games. Just assumed I didn't need to look at that matchup again. And then Justin Jefferson puts up like 30 fantasy points in the first half.
And Saquon.
Yeah.
Saquon winning the game for them. How about the balls on that coach to go for 2 on the road?
You go for 2 on the road. You kick the extra point at home.
I mean, and when you're the fucking Giants, okay?
That's true. That's true.
You know, so but I mean, props to them, man. They got the win. That's a big win for them.
That is.
And it was a big statement game for Saquon because he looks like Saquon of old. And if they're going to use him like that.
If you're looking at the power rankings for like fantasy ratings, Saquon Barkley jumped up to like the number 4 RB. I know it's 1 week, so like maybe a little bit of overexcitement there, but if he pulls that off, he's the top 5 running back. Easy.
It's got to be sweet for Brent after last year's Saquon. You know what I mean? It's only 1 week, but it's got to feel nice.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. When did he draft him? He got him, I don't know, probably one of the middle rounds.
Oh, no, 2nd round pick.
I'm talking this year.
I took him a 2nd round. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe it was third or fourth, but yeah.
He left in the second.
Okay.
So he went Jefferson, then Saquon. Interesting.
Goddamn.
Well, if Saquon pays off,
it gave him 65 fucking points.
Yeah, I know, right?
Good job, bro.
But he just lost Elijah Mitchell, and he does not have. I mean, he's got James Robinson, and he's got Jeff Wilson.
And he's got Jeff Wilson. I think he's fine.
So he's gonna be all right. And Kenyon Drake is the running back in Baltimore. Apparently,
he sucks.
He sucks so bad.
He's terrible. How long is Dobbins out?
He might be back next week. They're just being cautious with him. They knew they were going to beat the Jets. That's why he didn't play.
Kenyon Drake averaged 2.8 yards per carry, and he had one catch. I don't give a shit about him.
He's over the hill. He's over the hill. He used to be electric. He's over the hill.
Yeah. It was a small hill.
Joe Burrow. Yeah.
Joe Burrow had a rough day.
But how about Joe Burrow? Still outscoring Russell Wilson with 4 interceptions.
And a lost fumble.
Joe Burrow threw 5 touchdowns on that last drive to finally make one of them count. And then their fucking kicker gives it away.
Twice.
That's gotta hurt.
It's rough. Bengals.
That's gotta hurt.
The long and the short is the Bengals are going to be still great. Joe Burrow's not going to turn the ball over 5 times a game, and they still almost won. They still should have won.
They should have.
So it's like they're going to be fine. DJ Moore has got stupid. DJ Moore has a Robbie Anderson and Baker Mayfield problem. Because apparently Robert Anderson's the guy in Carolina. After 1 week anyway, he is. So Darnell Mooney did nothing. We already talked ad nauseum about the San Francisco-Chicago game. We don't need to cover it anymore. There'll be better weeks ahead. Not great weeks, but he'll be an okay flex, I think. He's got talent. He's one of the only guys there,
Look on Todd's side. Look at Todd's wide receivers. Because
I know.
Week.
He has
24 from Jamar, honestly. 23 from Michael.
He went first. Didn't he go first, second round receiver though?
No, he took Aaron Jones.
No, Aaron Jones. Okay, he got Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones in the second round, probably. Yeah,
he did.
Pittman was 3rd or 4th, I think, and then he went Chase, Jones, Pittman, Etienne.
Nope, flip Pittman and Etienne because Pittman was his 4th rounder.
Okay,
got it.
He went wide receiver, running back, wide receiver.
I would be worried about Etienne.
With James Robinson getting the bulk of the carry. So Robinson's going to be the goal line back, and he's going to be the first and second down running back. And Etienne might eke in a carry here or there, and he's going to catch passes. But how are you going to know when to start him?
Well, if it doesn't,
I guess you start him in the weeks.
Well, if it doesn't pan out in the weeks you don't start him, who you got? You got Kenneth Walker, who's a backup to Rashad Penny, and you got Damian Pierce, who prior to this week I'd have been very optimistic about. He put up 4.5 points.
He got sniped all day long by 33-year-old bald man, the great white hope, Rex Burkhead.
Yeah. What? Why is
Rex Burkhead?
Don't call him the great white hope.
He is though. Come on, man.
You can say that shit when you're in Wisconsin. Man. Wisconsin.
This is a West Coast podcast, sir. I don't care what state you're in.
Listen.
I don't care if you're 3 hours.
That man is like Mr. Longevity. The fact that he's still around, getting carries, scoring touchdowns at 33 as a balding fucking white guy. Okay? Like, I mean, it's amazing. But for Todd, it's not amazing because he's going to be really annoying to Dameon Pierce all year long, as long as he's healthy, which he probably won't be because he'll get hurt because he's old. But until he does, he's going to be a problem.
Yep.
Todd needs one running back. Todd needs one running back, and his team will look real good every week.
I guess I got some running backs over here. If you want to trade Michael Pittman,
Todd's shooting out a message out there. Is borderline very dangerous.
Or Gabe Davis.
I feel like Todd's team, like you said, if he gets a running back and gets a complete team, it'll be hard to beat.
I'm seeing a Chase Edmonds for Gabe Davis trade here. Anyway,
one point of note for this matchup, because it is worth talking about. Not only did Evan McPherson fuck the Bengals in overtime, but if you'd have made that kick in overtime, Todd wins.
Oh no. Oh, that sucks.
If you would have, oh yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Todd's
That
one
kick. God.
Todd's gonna be writing a strongly
point.
worded letter this week.
Like Evan McPherson doesn't have enough problems this week. He's gonna get some news from Todd.
But you know what, man? That kid has also won them so many games last year.
Oh, he did. Yeah, as a rookie, he was unbelievable. And so to have a sophomore game one missing 2 game-winning kicks, that's tough. And you got to wonder, because kickers are historically such head cases. You got to wonder, does the fall of Evan McPherson start today?
Yeah, is he broken now?
Perhaps.
Could be.
Perhaps.
Could be.
Spending way too much time on a kicker. Anyway,
so we should just get him out of the league.
Yeah.
We should
Chargers
have next
defense.
Year.
Chargers.
I bet I can get Todd's vote now.
Kicker.
Just saying.
Keep talking about the fucking kicker.
I bet Todd will be like, "Hey, can we get a second flex in here? I'm getting fucked on kickers."
Oh my god. Erica will timestamp this section of the podcast because she loves the kicker talk. She made a point. She made a point to tell me that Rodrigo Blankenship was waived by the Colts today.
Hey,
because she loved that man.
I'm surprised Dave didn't draft 2 kickers.
Rico got cut.
Rico Suave, the glass rocket man himself, is gone.
Dang.
Sad to see it. I love those guys.
Is there no justice for
anyway?
kickers?
The Chargers defense. No, there's not. In fact, we almost voted to get rid of them next year.
I still stand there.
We missed by 1 vote. We missed by 1 vote, guys.
Todd, this is me talking to you. You saw what happened. Let's vote that
no
out.
Kickers.
We don't need them.
Get the other flex. It's more fun.
Stupid.
Anyway, think about it, man. You could have put Chris Olave in the flex, and you would have been 0.6 points closer to winning. Anyway, exactly. So you still wouldn't have won, but you would have been closer.
All right, let's move on. I don't think there's anything we didn't cover on this one.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Way to go, Brant.
We talk about?
Yeah, good job.
Way to go, Brant.
The one man in this league that I respect.
Come back of the week.
Brent's team looks nasty. If those guys are gonna, if Saquon and JJ are gonna be like that every week, his team's gonna be a real problem.
I think I got to see it again from Saquon.
Yeah, I think Tennessee's defense ain't what they're all, hyped up to be, especially with Harold Landry being gone, and their offense being lackluster. But we'll see. Anyway, let's move on. How about Mr. Taylor? After all of the rip and the slack and all the shade we threw at that man's team, here he is again.
He had 1 point
scoring chart
between 2 players after Thursday night and then scored 128.
I told Erica she had it sewn up. I told her she had it sewn up going into as I was like, you got it. You're going to win this week.
I mean, Miles Sanders isn't going to happen again, right?
No. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
She also got boned by Hunter Renfrow. Like Devontae Adams, 18 targets. I mean, Devontae's going to get double-digit targets every week, but you could probably see 5 of those.
He had 18?
17.
Oh, my God.
17. Led all wide receivers.
That's insane.
Yeah. Nuts. Yeah. That Raiders team looks good. They put up a fight in that game, and they almost eked it out. But
at the end of the day, they had Derek.
They're still they're the 3rd best team. Still, it's Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos.
I really wanted to stay and watch that Chargers Raiders game. I was excited about that matchup all week.
How about Thursday night? We get Chargers Chiefs, baby. Let's go.
Can't wait. It's a bummer.
That's gonna be awesome.
I'm not calling in a second time to work. I might actually. I might have just lied on the podcast. I might not be working this Thursday. I might be watching Chargers Chiefs instead.
Hey, it's a great game. But anyway, let's talk about this. Good segue. Let's talk about Mr. Herbert himself here. Solid game, 280-3, doing Justin Herbert stuff. Not throwing it to the guys you'd want him to throw it to. Okay, he's throwing it to all the tight ends and all that shit. But And for him, it's great. He's great quarterback play. He threw to the open guys, made good throws. Gerald Everett made a great play to get in the end zone.
I wanted him to have like 200 more yards throwing. You know, like I wanted to like see him just fucking rip it all day.
I think you're going to see that this Thursday.
I hope so.
I think so too.
I think it's going to be like a 40-40 something game. You know, we're going to get a shootout because Patty Mahomes looks legit this year, which he always looks legit. But he looked a little weak last year at times. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
that offense looks like it's ready to roll this year. So hoping we get a shootout. That'll be fun. DeAndre Swift. Think about this fact. DeAndre Swift had 25 points. Jamal Williams scored 2 touchdowns. Think about the fact that DeAndre Swift gets one of those. Okay. You know what I mean? Jamal Williams is the goal line back. So when it's inside the 5, you're going to be real sad because Jamal Williams is getting the ball every time inside the 5 because he's good at it. He's good at scoring at the goal line. That's his job. And he's also well liked. That team loves him. If you watch Hard Knocks, you saw
he's
that.
He's a leader for sure.
You know, they want him getting the touches. They want him scoring touchdowns. Okay. But DeAndre Swift looked awesome. And like I said, that offensive line, I think they're going to be good. And they're going to be down all the time. So they're going to have to throw him the ball. He's one of their best players.
Put an asterisk next to good. Because, like, good for Detroit. But, like, they're still going to be middle of the pack. At best.
I think when people talk about the Detroit Lions and you say, oh, they're going to be good, it's almost like it's understood. Like, yeah, you know. They're going to be good.
They're gonna almost be good, understood. I just want to make sure.
They're going to be good.
Understood.
They're going to be good.
They'll be all right.
I think
you know what? I'll play with them on Madden. That'd be a good time.
There you go.
When I finally get my PS5, maybe that'll be my first franchise. We'll see what's up.
Probably not.
We took the Jets to the Super Bowl in last year's Madden. But anyway, we made Zach Wilson a 90 overall in like 3 years. That's right. Anyway, Devontae Adams, we covered that. Oh, I mean, he was a fucking 80. Come on, I can't work miracles. Devontae Adams, we talked about him. Devontae Adams doing Devontae Adams things. He looks just like the old Devontae.
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy, like I said, is very appreciative of the quarterback upgrade because he's going to get those Tyler Lockett targets across the middle of the field or on those crossing routes. He's not the deep threat that Tyler Lockett was right over the top, but he is a great cross field route runner. Crosses, slants, anything over the middle. He looked real good running those routes. Dawson Knox is not going to score 1 point a week. He's going to get in the end zone. That offense is electric. He'll catch a touchdown every now and then. Cam Akers is the real problem on Allen's team. Is it because they think Cam Akers is still banged up, or is it because they like Darrell Henderson more? We don't know.
Well, that's no longer a problem for him because he's going to have Darrell. He's going to have Darrell Henderson.
He's got Darrell Henderson. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He just made his trade.
So,
yep. And then, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, just that. Like he won't have to like make that mistake again. But I'm just wondering. I'm looking over this team, and I mean, yeah, I think good things for Allen. Like he's got some clear front runners. I worry about his depth a little bit because he's not gonna have anything behind it. The only thing I think is out of pocket here is Miles Sanders, and if that's the only thing that's out of pocket, and you can clearly suffer some of that because he had two gooses today, this week, and still put up all the points. So
his
Allen's out there going for another jersey. Yeah,
tight end and flex is his problem, which are not bad problems to have. You can find Phil in there,
and his tight end is still a Buffalo Bill, so could be much worse.
Exactly. Let's talk about Erica. Trey Lance. We've covered Trey Lance. We don't need to talk more about Trey Lance. We said it a million times. So
she needs a quarterback.
We can talk about Trey Lance, but we could talk about its relevance to her team because her 2 quarterbacks are Trey Lance and Justin Fields.
Yeah, and she's in trouble at quarterback. She's about as in trouble as quarterback as I am, and I don't have
one of those guys.
Well, it's going to be a competition between you two to get Carson Wentz.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same build. They're two of the same quarterbacks, in my opinion. You shouldn't. At least they're similar enough to where you shouldn't have them both as your only quarterbacks, because you're putting your eggs in one basket by doing that. You got to drop one, pick up somebody who's actually a pocket passer, and then hedge your bets on which one maybe has the best matchup. But having both of those guys is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
I think you can count. Okay. So here's my thing. Justin Fields, to me, is the bigger problem because the Bears are not going to throw the ball. They're not. It's still this weird, stupid offense. You have the coach. The coach at least understands a little bit better that to get anything out of Justin Fields, you got to get him outside the pocket. That's his skill set. Roll him out, play action, throw the ball to tight end, throw the ball to Darnell Mooney, or run it. That's Justin Fields. I think you're going to see better weeks ahead for Trey Lance. Okay. He scored 10 points with a turnover. Okay. And did not score a touchdown. The 49ers are not a bad team. I don't think they're great. They're not a bad team. He's not going to have 0 touchdowns every week. I think is he going to be a top 5 quarterback most weeks? Probably not. But is he going to be top 10 most weeks? I think so.
I don't think
because
he's a top
he runs
5.
the ball so much.
I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback any week.
I wouldn't buy that. I think you get a team that is going to leave gaps for him to run the ball. He's so run happy right now. You're going to see some weeks this year where he puts up 100 yards off the ground and a touchdown, and then throws for another 150 and a touchdown.
I don't believe when I see it, but I've been hearing these things since he came into the league, and they kept Jimmy G on the roster. So like, there's a lot of things saying that he won't do that.
You're right. You're not wrong. Kyle Shanahan is still not sold on him, or they would not have brought Jimmy G back.
And he's a smart fucking coach, from everything that I've heard about him.
He is. So they say. I mean, I see him sometimes not adapting to modern NFL tactics of like keeping his players healthy. You know, like he does not do a good job of protecting his assets, a la George Kittle, Elijah Mitchell, Deebo Samuel, and the injuries that they have had in recent years. I mean, it's the NFL, but like other teams have gone to a much more like, you know, let's not run our guys into the dirt. And it just seems like he's more willing to just throw his guys out there into harm's way nonstop, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, he's a good coach. His schemes are great, right? But we'll see. Anyway, we said we weren't going to talk about Trey Lance. So let's talk about JT. JT looked great. Weird game for them to tie the fucking Texans. They came out and they overlooked them. That's what happened. They came out, they thought they were going to steamroll them. Texans put up a fight, and this is what you get.
Yeah.
Davis Mills is not a bad quarterback.
No, he's not.
Okay. He's not great, but he's not Jacoby Brissett. Okay. He's not Baker Mayfield. He's not some of these other guys that can't throw the ball around the field. Like he can make throws. You know,
is Davis Mills better than Baker Mayfield?
He might be.
I don't want either one of them near my fantasy team. So like, who cares?
Look at what Davis Mills had to work with.
I'm just asking the question. I'm not arguing one way or the other. I'm like, is Davis Mills better than Baker Mayfield at playing quarterback in the NFL?
Look at who Baker Mayfield had. And okay, Baker Mayfield had a great.
That's such a statement.
Baker Mayfield had a great running back core. He had a great offensive line. He had a great defense. He had Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, David. He had solid wide receiver options, and the best he could do was win one playoff game.
Well, I mean, also consider
what he's high in the division favorite. You know
that takes away all the accountability of the Cleveland Browns, though.
That's true.
Like, who's that?
Their GM and their coaching staff.
Who was that coach before Stefanski?
He was because the coach before him got booted, and he was just an assistant coach who was a fill-in.
Yeah, but
they gave Red-Faced McGee.
They also gave him a whole year after that.
Yeah, he didn't deserve that.
No, he didn't.
He made it to the playoffs. You know,
what was that guy's name? He was terrible.
Freddie Kitchens.
I don't remember. He was
Freddie
Kitchens.
Should have been in the Kitchens. Yeah, that's right.
Freddie, no business.
Should have been fucking cooking up some sketty. Should have been cooking up some sketty for the boys, right?
No kidding. That dude cooks food for like a gas station. Like that's the kind of shit he was cooking up. He does taquitos and corn dogs and nothing else.
Freddie the line cook kitchens.
Freddie the fry cook kitchens. Okay, get
The
that
amount
man.
of talent.
Get that man off a grill because he can't fucking figure it out.
No, he's a dishwasher.
The amount of talent and underachievement in Cleveland.
Get shit on all fry cooks and dishwashers.
In the last 5 years has been ridiculous.
Hey, he still had twice the wins of the fucking Hugh Jackson that coached before him. So
that guy was a con artist.
Yeah,
Hugh Jackson was even worse.
That guy was terrible.
I only say this because I got the stats pulled up right in front of me. But Hugh Jackson's record with Cleveland was 3-36-1.
Horrendous.
He had an 8.8% win percentage.
He was so bad.
That's awful.
But we'll see. You know, when they get Watson didn't look good for half a second that he was in the preseason. But Deshaun Watson's going to change that offense. He is. You know,
but we got to wait 11 weeks for that to happen. They're going to be.
Yeah, but then he'll be there next year. So
it's true. If they can play Baker Mayfield every week, they'll still be all right when Deshaun comes back.
Hold on. Let me give a caveat. He'll be there next year if he can stop raping massage therapists for half a second, which is a big if.
It's true. He's never been able to do that before. You're asking.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but anyway, I mean, listen.
I
A
can't
few cases, one case is bad enough. That man had not one, not two, not 10, not 15, 25 or some shit. Like, come on, dude.
And the league went here, sit out for 8 weeks or 10 weeks, whatever it is.
Yeah. And then everybody was like, what the fuck? And they're like, okay, 11.
All right.
We'll give you a game per case.
Yeah, per rape charge.
Divided by two. Divided by two.
Assault charge.
Rounded down.
God, the NFL.
Yeah. You have to sit out one half of football for every person you raped. So you better learn your lesson.
Yeah, think about that.
You think about that when you're not playing and raping people.
60 minutes of football for every time you ruin someone's life. Great job, man.
Stop.
Anyway.
Stop that.
What else you got for this matchup?
You're still gonna
Breece
Hall.
Bad raper.
We talked about Breece Hall. He just keeps going. We talked about Breece Hall. He fumbled the ball. Would have had a little bit better game. Wouldn't have mattered in the grand scheme of things with Eric's team. AJ Brown looked awesome, and he's the only wide receiver you want in Philadelphia, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of talk this last week or so about how him and Jalen Hurts have the type of relationship that Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford had. Like they're good friends, that type of deal.
Breaks.
I'm not saying that it's Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford. I'm just saying that the relationship.
How dare you?
I mean, 10 receptions, 155 yards.
Had a great game.
Cooper Kupp-esque start. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah.
It's one game though. Elijah Moore, I think he's going to be good, but he's a Jet. That's the problem with Erica's team. She's got too many Jets.
Yeah. Why do you have that many Jets, Erica?
She's sitting behind me. She might be sleeping, but Travis Kelce, great game, doing Travis Kelce things. We expect that from him at this point, especially when the Chiefs putting up 45 points. Kelce's getting his. Mm-hmm. I don't have much else to say. She's gonna get Lazard back, and God is he needed on that offense. He's gonna get targeted left, right, and center. So he's gonna be fine in flex. J.K. Dobbins is gonna come back, and God, do they need J.K. Dobbins in that backfield? Mm-hmm. So I mean, if he's healthy, she's got some solid depth. She still put up almost 110 points.
Erica's 0-1, but she's still got a really solid.
She's doing okay. As long as she goes out and finds herself a quarterback, she'll be all right.
She took some bad advice from me about Tyler Algier, who looks like perhaps a bust. He was inactive behind old man Cordero, who had a great game. But here's the thing. We got to pump the brakes a little bit on Cordero, because I think a lot of that work, at least not a lot of it, at least some of it, maybe 40% of it goes to Damian Williams if Damian Williams doesn't go down to an injury. I think they were planning on Damian Williams taking the bulk of the first, second down carries and Cordero being the pass catching guy. But then Damian Williams goes down and all the work falls on Cordero. So honestly, I think Cordero is huge trade bait this week. And if I had him, I'd be trading him for everything I can get for him. That's all I'm saying. Because I don't think the team didn't want to do that. That's why they brought in.
Would you rather have Cordero or Kareem Hunt on your roster?
Kareem Hunt by far.
Okay, not Cordero or Miles Sanders.
That one's more tough.
Cordero. I'm Cordero.
Think so?
I drafted and suffered Miles Sanders last year, so I'm coming at it from that angle.
Okay.
I suffered Miles Sanders.
They did play the Lions, and he didn't have an amazing game. He had
by his standards, he did.
By his standards, he did. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
All right,
that was an amazing Miles Sanders game.
Cordero what do you got? Or Damon Harris?
Cordero in that case.
Okay.
Patriots offense. I can't trust anybody on the Patriots offense right now. They look terrible, And the Dolphins are good. Don't get me wrong. Dolphins good defense, but to put up 7 points.
Well, you heard the talk all through preseason with the Patriots. They weren't able to throw the ball at all. And if you can't throw the ball, you're gonna have a hell of a time running the ball.
Here's the problem. Also, Jones already got back problems. Who else? Who's their backup quarterback? He's got back spasms. Okay, that's not a broken back, but his back's uncomfortable.
Here's the thing. If the New England Patriots lose their quarterback, their offense isn't going to be that different.
I disagree. I think Mac Jones is a leader on that team. I think Mac Jones is capable of winning games for them, as he showed last year.
Mac Jones is so boring.
He won a few games for them by managing.
Mac Jones is not as good as Ryan Tannehill.
I feel the same way about Mac Jones that I feel about Joe Flacco.
I think you guys are doing my boy Mac dirty. I think Mac doesn't have. I think Mac does not. Who's his best wide receiver?
I'm just saying, you guys paused and digested the Ryan Tannehill comment a little easy.
Nah, fully on board. Yeah. As soon as you said it, I was like, yeah, that checks out. Same with Flacco.
That's a good comp. It's a good comp. Ryan Tannehill, Mac Jones, very similar. Yeah.
And Ryan Tannehill gets into the playoffs and deep because he's got Derrick Henry and a good defense. So Bill Belichick will be
Derrick
fine
Henry's
with that.
That's a great segue. Let's go to the last matchup, a la Derrick Henry, because I think the Titans.
Allah.
Praise Allah.
The Titans.
Allah.
Oh God. It's not gonna. Hey, I don't want a fatwa against.
Sorry, Patrick's mom.
Come on, we don't need any. We don't need any. Yeah, we don't need any jihads. Come on now, let's keep it PC. Anyway, so they're going south on Bakalakanaka Street.
Ooh.
Best, but I won't say because it's bad. Anyway, surprise.
So Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. So, Derrick Henry, 25. That looks great, Erica. She's showing me the logo. It looks lit as hell. You guys are gonna be happy. So I'll look at it more later, but that looks good. Derrick Henry, okay, 20-some carries. Okay. Now the New York Giants, they don't have the worst defensive front. That offensive line for the Titans is a real problem.
It's bad.
If Derrick Henry cannot go over 100 yards on over 20 carries, that means he's getting hit before he hits the line almost every time.
And that's the way to beat him.
That's so inefficient.
Don't let him build a head of steam.
100%. Yep. You put 8 guys in the box. Who are they throwing the ball to? Kyle Phillips, Treylon Burks, because Bobby Trees wasn't doing shit. That's who they did throw the ball to, but those are unproven guys. They're missing AJ Brown big time. Because you got to have somebody that can go over the top on single coverage.
It was time for them to get what they could out of that because I think the Titans need to rebuild their team.
Yeah, I mean, the tread on the tires with Derrick Henry. I mean, he's great. He's still gonna be fine this
I
year.
think you should move
He's
him.
not gonna be winning.
I think let's not use Derrick Henry as a ticket selling device in Nashville and let him compete on a good team for the last couple years that he's got, because it's time to fucking sell in Nashville. And don't let Malik Willis get ruined. Don't play him this year. Go draft some offensive linemen and then redo that offense.
You know, them crazy Southerners are going to be calling for blood the moment the Titans are 0-3, and Malik Willis is going to be coming in and he's going to get smoked, though.
They better
that's
not.
What's going to happen in Nashville.
They better not.
That's what's going to happen. If they're 0-3 after being the league leader in the AFC last year, I think you're hearing some heavy calls for the explosive rookie that we saw in the preseason.
He looked good. But
what's really funny
don't get him killed
is that the AFC South, not a single one of those teams came out with a W, and two of them played each other.
I know. It's that division is more up in the air than we think. The Colts are vulnerable.
I think they're all bad teams. I mean, not bad, but none of them are that good.
Colts are a good team, but they better come better. They better come to play more than they fucking did.
The Colts are strangely soft. They got a good offense. They got a good defense, and they should just. I don't want to say default win that division, because that doesn't give the credit to what I think their roster is, but like they should handle that division, and they just seem soft.
Yeah.
I think they have a great defense that needs to get a fire lit under them.
Yeah.
They have so much talent on that defense. For them to come out and allow 20 points to the Houston Texans is a travesty.
Well, coming back to that, like, what's their schedule going to look like? 0-3. They got the Bills next week and the Raiders after that. I think they're going to be 0-3. And then they got the Colts. They're going to be 0. I think they're going to be 0-3. It could be 0-4. Looking at the Colts. So yeah, it's
I don't
tough.
think they beat the Colts. So anyway, I'm just saying I think it's not going to be the Derrick Henry that you're expecting, because the offensive line got worse. They traded their best guard, Saffold, got traded, I believe, to the Bengals, or let go of free agency, whatever, So anyway, Lamar did Lamar things. Okay, didn't blow the roof off, but 20 points is fine. He's going to struggle to throw the ball to anybody this year because they don't have.
He doesn't need to throw the ball, and they didn't need to do much with him against the Jets.
Yeah.
When they need to score more points, Lamar Jackson's going to score more points.
The person that Strozzi's going to be happy about is Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is going to be Nick Chubb all day, every day. They're going to feed that man the rock until he falls apart, because they cannot throw the ball with Jacoby Brissett. And when they do throw the ball, it's going to go to Kareem Hunt. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the Packers and the Browns are actually very similar teams this year, which is wild with a Hall of Fame level quarterback for the Packers. But anyway, it saddens me to make that comparison.
Somebody give Jacoby Brissett some ayahuasca, see what happens.
Yeah. Give the beef brisket some ayahuasca. Huh? So DK Metcalf and Geno have a connection. It just didn't come through for a touchdown. I think actually the way Geno looked the other night.
It only came through for 36 yards too.
And 7 targets.
He fumbled the ball. Randy Gregory ripped the ball out of that man's hands.
I missed
Did you see that?
No, I didn't watch any of that
Randy
game.
Gregory. So DK throw his Pat Surtain off. He's got another guy around his legs. He's fighting for a first down. Here comes big old Randy Gregory.
He's
comes
big.
Up, grabs the ball, just rips it out of DK's hand. To do that to DK Metcalf, you got to imagine the power that man has. And so that costs a couple points for Strozzi there.
And the thing that makes me nervous about DK Metcalf is how conservative that offense was. I think I'd say probably 5 of his 7 touches at least were just instant snap, throw it to him at the line of scrimmage and let him use his size. They're not throwing it to him downfield at all. At least
Broncos got a good defense. And you saw in the second half that Bradley Chubb is a problem off the edge. He influenced that game mightily in the second half. So I think if you get a team that doesn't have that type of edge rusher, okay, which there's going to be some. There's a lot of good edge rushers in the NFL. So you're going to be facing a team that's got most likely they got somebody off the edge almost every week. But when you get in a game where Geno has some time, that's when you're going to see DK light it up. But otherwise, I think we see DK be he's going to be wide receiver 20 to 25 most weeks. That's what I think.
I think that's probably pretty close. But like Jacoby or Geno, was throwing it down the field. To be fair, he just wasn't doing it
to the tight ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, it's not like he didn't have time to develop down the field routes. He just didn't throw it to him.
How about Mr. Big Montana Will Disley having himself a night? Will Disley was dizzying the defense all over the field. You know what I'm saying?
That man has so many fantasy points in his career outside of people starting lineups.
I mean, they have Noah Fant. Where was Noah Fant? Noah Fant is this athletic phenomenon, and they're throwing the ball to fucking.
They traded for Drew Lock and Noah Fant, and just like getting out of Russell Wilson. They go, we don't actually want those things.
And then they won. And then they won. And then they won.
Yeah,
and they won.
And then they won. They won.
Just give us the draft picks. Like, cool, we'll rob you of a tight end.
Yeah, just take this guy away.
Yeah, good. Yeah, they're like Denver was like, please God, take him. We'll give you an extra pick if you take him. Like, we know you don't want him, but please take him. Mm-hmm. Juju was targeted. Didn't have a great game, but if he gets in the end zone, it would have been fine. 6 and 79 is not a bad game.
He also lost a fumble, so.
Yeah.
But 8 targets. I don't know. 8 targets on a Chiefs offense is red.
Yeah, I still don't buy it. I still think it's going to be, like Patty said, it's going to be this guy this week. It's going to be that guy next week. The only reliable guy on that pass catching core
Travis Kelce.
Is Travis Kelce, exactly. Yeah. Hayden Hurst, honestly, that tight end to have in defense. We saw CJ Uzama have some huge games last year because of Joe Burrow. So if you're I didn't like that. I didn't mind that pick of a tight end at the end of the draft for him because it's to me, Hayden Hurst, Dawson Knox, same upside. They're just two big body tight ends that catch the ball in a good offense. Anyway,
he's got Kittle on his bench, so that's almost a moot point. Like, well, I think you're speaking some facts. He's Hurst is going to be watching from the bench for most weeks.
Yeah,
maybe. When's Kittle coming back? We don't know if that man's healthy. Is he coming back next week? We don't know.
You're not wrong. But if I remember, he reached for Kittle. So like he is optimistic about third round Kittle. You got to start your third round pick if he's healthy.
I mean, you ain't got to do a thing if it costs you late.
Do you think you trade Kittle?
Third.
I'm sure you can get somewhere to bite tight ends. There's only so many elite named tight ends. Yeah, Cody's got Irv Smith.
Yeah, I've got all kind of receivers. If you want to move George Kittle, I'll look at him on a bench for a while.
Yeah, Kittle's always a risk, man. He's got big upside, but he gets hurt all the time. So we'll see.
He didn't show up in my roster until like week 8 last year. But from week 8 until week 12, he turned into the number 4 tight end on the year, and he only did it in half the season. So
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, we're getting a little long in the tooth here, guys. So let's push through. Drake London had a decent game. Jameis Winston, they started off poor, but they came back and he looked all right. Chris Godwin getting hurt sucks for him because he's going to be, who knows, pretty bad hamstring injury. So who knows when we're getting Chris Godwin back. That's got me stoked because I got Julio, but sucks for Jake. Like I said, I would be moving Cordero faster than a Black Friday sale or whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? Get rid of that man. He just came off 21 points.
Friday sale.
I was nervous about that.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that one made me pucker up a little bit. We thought you were letting it go. We were nervous. All this goddamn North Carolina that you've been, all this North Carolina air you've been breathing over this last day or two.
You want to talk that smack about North Carolina? I went to a drag show in North Carolina that was put on at a brewery, and that bitch was packed. So hey, man. Anyway,
are you talking about like what's
your point?
Packed?
My point is that you're insinuating that North Carolina people are backwards, and I'm just here to tell you that in Podunk, North Carolina,
your argument is no, they have a drag show they do once in a while.
They have a drag show that they do like once a week, my man.
Is it?
And it's packed.
Is it statewide?
They pull it.
Is it?
I don't know.
Is it whites only?
Anyway, let's move on. Back to
no.
God damn
I want to sit in this for a minute.
I want to stew in this.
Yeah, we found
uncomfortable
something here,
air.
so don't run away from it. Embrace it.
No, I'm running. All right.
Patrick is Team North Carolina. You heard it here first.
No, Team Drag.
I'm
Team Gruden.
Certainly not. Hey, I
Team
don't mind a good
RuPaul.
drag show every now and then. Don't mind a good drag show every now and then. They're fun. Anyway,
good times.
Yeah. Patty Mahomes lights it up. Do we have anything else to say on Jake's team? I think we've covered it. Yeah.
Jake's team looks good, but he's got a couple of red flags that could be dangerous.
They're fine. They're not gonna.
He needs a receiver.
Fine. They're not great.
He needs the number one receiver. He ain't got one.
Yes, he does.
Come see me.
Hey, come see me. See you then. Here for you.
Did you hear that, Jake? That's the sound of desperation.
Will
desperation. Hey,
with receivers.
Yeah, I'll pay with CeeDee Lamb for Derrick Henry. Anyway, Patty Mahomes lights it up for Mr. Austin, carrying him to a victory. I mean, that's what did it, really. The James Conner,
18 points from his defense. They got the Bills putting up 18. That's
God,
it might be the best.
The Bills look like they could put up 18 every week.
Yeah, if you do it against the Rams and Sean McVay, I could believe that.
I mean, they didn't score a touchdown because like that's the outlier, right? Like when your defense and your special teams gets touchdowns, you're like it's gonna have that huge like fucking bonus. That didn't happen, and they still got 18.
Yep.
They got
sacks and turnovers.
7 sacks and 3 interceptions.
Damn.
They befuddled the smartest man in the NFL.
Von Miller is going to be a nuisance all year long.
Oh my God.
Good God. We remember how bad we roasted them for that contract. I think we were wrong. I think we were wrong.
I think we were wrong. And I can't believe how wrong we were. He looked 3 years younger.
Yeah.
He's playing like he's 25.
He's got to be on good drugs. He's got to be on the good drugs.
He found it. I was going to say, he found a good
guy. He got a guy. He
looked juicy.
He looked a little juiced up, didn't he? He looked like he was on that special stuff.
He looked like a Super Bowl Von Miller is what he looked like. That's what he looked like. Remember what he did in that Super Bowl, man?
He looked big and he looked full and he looked faster than a big man should be.
He's out there doing all the crazy dances and shit, man. He looked good.
Yeah, he was on some special drugs.
Oh yeah. James Conner scored a touchdown. They got
first round pick James Conner.
Yeah. He got by with some James Conner this week.
Yeah, his running back position is his problem. I mean, I don't see any studs there. I do not see this team doing this every week, to be honest with you.
You know what though? Jarvis Landry getting out of Cleveland might be the resurgence of Jarvis Landry.
Might be because he's still got talent.
Could be.
Yeah, you put him in place of Devontae Smith, and we're talking like top tier points of the week.
He would have almost beat Allen probably.
Speaking of Devontae
so
Smith,
the
35 points or 38 was it for Philadelphia, and that man puts up a goose egg. That's surprising to me.
4 targets, but Jalen Hurts can only hit someone as big as AJ Brown.
That's the problem. He's too small. You got to be this tall to ride the Jalen Hurts ride. Anyway, so that could have gone so many other ways.
It did.
Deebo Samuel. Yeah, it went a little weird. Anyway, let's push past, okay?
Not as weird as
I'm the one narrating this shit. So, don't worry about it. Listen, we're here for at least
don't talk about that.
Listen.
Welcome to Whites Only, drag show every Tuesday.
That was the name of the club it was at.
There was 3.
Whites Only for
3.
The Great White Hope.
There were 3 There were 3 black drag show artists. I will have you know.
Oh, so
Anyway,
they're entertainers.
Would you say they're your friends?
They were.
A couple black friends, Patrick.
No.
All right. Anyway, you are not going to Gruden me twice, sir. Anyway. Deebo Samuel.
Deebo Samuel is besides Patrick Mahomes, Deebo Samuel is the
3 times
bright shining spot of that team. Deebo Samuel all day. They want to get that man the ball, and he's good when he gets it.
Yep.
He's damn good.
He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. They played in the Mudfest. He fumbled the ball. Okay. He would have even had a better week.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. It's Deebo Samuel. Marquise Brown, he's going to be even better when Kittle's out there too. It's going to take the attention away from him. Mm-hmm. But Marquise Brown, that's a fine week for a week where you're just getting boat raced, and your offense looks like shit. You score 12 points, like it'll be fine. He's going to be fine until Hopkins comes back. Boathouse. Bringing it back,
dude. You got it.
It's good. It's good term.
Again, I think you throw Jarvis Landry in there, and Austin's got a good squad. I think he needs an upgraded running back, and man, get off of New England's kicker. Get off of New England's kicker.
Yeah.
Get off of New England's kicker.
You don't want that life.
No.
So anyway, what am I trying to say here? He's got a solid team. I think we kind of covered it. Do you guys want to do some predictions for next week and then wrap this tamale up?
Yeah, let's make them fast.
All right, let's do it. We're doing decent on time this week. I think we're at about an hour and a half, maybe. So yeah, much. It's pretty good. We're kind of where we wanted to be. So next week, I mean, judging the way Cody's team looked this week, I'm just gonna destroy that butthole. So let's move past that. I think I can't go away. If you guys can tell me the matchups, I guess it might mess up the recording if I look away. So
it looks like you and Cody, and right now the projected point total if Cody puts a quarterback in is going to be pretty even. Who do you think is going to be your difference maker? I think for Cody, it's going to be Eckler against Kansas City.
I'm up by like 5, maybe.
Yeah, he might be. It's kind of close though. Besides that matchup, you got Bailey going against Trish. You got Allen going against Brant. So one of those 2 high scoring teams is going to lose this week. You got Todd going against Austin. You got the
problem with these predictions for me is I gotta see who they're playing, like who teams are playing, so that makes it tough. With if you
open up the app on your phone and you just go down to like open up your schedule and hit preview, it'll put up a preview just like all the matchups are. You can swipe just right and left and you can see them all.
Okay. Preview. Okay.
Go
so we talked about me and Cody. Talked about me and Cody already. So who are we talking about? Trish and Bailey?
Trish and Bailey. Who do you got?
Trish and Bailey, yeah.
I got Trish.
And Bailey. Pulling it up here. Trish and Bailey. We got Najee there. That's a problem. I think Stafford redeems. I think, Stafford's going to have a much better week. Diggs is going to light up Tennessee.
Jalen Hurts, I think, is going to have a tough day against Minnesota.
Game.
Gibson against Detroit is going to be a good one.
Yeah, Montgomery ain't going to do shit against Green Bay.
No, but she's going to put Kareem Hunt in there. She's going to put Kareem Hunt in there, though. Surely, right?
She might.
I think Trish gets the nod.
I think against the Jets might goose. Yeah, I think Rashad Bateman might goose Bailey next week against Miami and those cornerbacks. What one do we want to do next? What's the next match you guys want to go to?
Allen and Brant, both 1-0. Both in the same division, even. So this one, as early in the season as it is, could have playoff implications.
Well, I think Devontae Adams is going to torch Arizona. I mean, for God's sakes, like if Kansas City's offense with no big time wide receivers did that to him.
Yeah, I think but it's Derek Carr versus what Patrick Mahomes did. So factor that in too.
The difference makers for Allen, Devontae Adams, Justin Herbert. I think we're going to see a shootout on Thursday night, and Herbert's going to put up big points. I think we could see a 40 burger from Mahomes and Herbert this week.
Based
to be
on
honest.
based on the matchups, I do like Allen's team here. I really do. As long as he doesn't start fucking Miles Sanders.
Because Burrow is gonna have a rough time against that defense still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think he's lighting it up. Jefferson, we'll see. They got Bradbury, they got Slay.
I don't think it matters who a team has. They better hit a quarterback to make Justin Jefferson not have a day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think based on matchups, you're right. Saquon's probably going to do all right against Carolina. I think Carolina's defense is still okay,
but who wins?
Chubb had a big day. It's fucking close, dude. I give it to Allen because I think Devontae and Herbert are going to light it up. That's what I think.
Yeah, see, I give it to Brant. I think because I think Justin Jefferson is it's his season.
It's going to come down to what does JJ do, what does Saquon do for Brant, and then what do the other two do for Allen? I'm
picking Allen based on matchups.
That's what I think too. Anyway, what else we got?
We got Erica against Mr. Strozzi.
I'm gonna lean just right off the top Erica's way. Derrick Henry is gonna get nothing done against Buffalo.
Agreed.
Jonathan Taylor is gonna annihilate Jacksonville.
Lamar might have trouble against Miami altogether.
Derrick Henry is going against Buffalo, so that sucks for Jake.
I think Trey Lance has a much better week against Seattle. I'll tell you that.
I think Erica. I feel comfortable giving Erica the win almost solely off Derrick Henry going against Buffalo because not only will they be able to hit him immediately, which was his trouble this week, but they're gonna have a lead for a lot of that game. Which I know Tennessee will still force them to rock. At least they did last year when they were down. But it's not something you want to hang your hat on. It's typically not the way games go.
You could see 2 touchdowns and 200 yards out of Chubb though against the Jets.
Good. I think if Erica goes and gets herself a quarterback, then she wins this week. She needs to get a quarterback.
Probably, and I think Allen Lazard's probably gonna be back. If Lazard is back, she could probably throw him in the flex against the Bears. But Renfro, or actually, I would throw him in there other than Elijah Moore against Cleveland is what I would do, and leave Renfro in the flex.
I agree.
But who do we got left?
You got me beating the shit out of Dave because Dave's going down in a ball of flames this week. I'm going to take out that 0.52 point loss aggression all over Dave. He's going to be memeless.
What are you going to do with Alvin Kamara?
Start him.
Ooh.
Against Tampa, bold man.
Ooh.
Bold man.
Because if I don't, it's Rashad Penny.
I mean, that would have worked out for you this week.
San Francisco's rush defense didn't look that good. I think the Bears did fine with Khalil Herbert and Montgomery. Like they didn't light it up, but that defense didn't look great. I mean, we covered that game a million times. We'll see what the 49ers really have.
Am I super excited about Kamara this week? No. Am I way more excited than Dave's second running back, Khalil Herbert? Yeah.
That's fair. I get that. I still think it's going to be you.
I think you're going to get Cooper Kupp, though, because I think Cooper Kupp's going to light up Atlanta.
I think Cooper Kupp's going to light up everybody.
I might slide A-Rob into one of those spots just to maybe see if I cut into Cooper Kupp. Maybe Robinson does what Robert Woods did about midway through last year and just decides to be part of the offense all of a sudden.
Perhaps. I think Mike Evans is going to get Marshawn Lattimore like he always does. So if that's, he's sucked against Marshawn Lattimore his entire career. So if history's any.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you go ahead. I was going to wrap it up. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if Dave's leaving his lineup like it is right now, which he might because it's different than last week, Kyle Pitts on the bench, Damon Harris on the bench, 2 of his very early picks. I feel good about this matchup. If I don't beat Dave by 15, I'm going to be disappointed in my team.
Yeah, I think
why Kyle Pitts is on the bench.
It does seem like a mistake.
Doesn't make sense to me.
It seems like a mistake, and again, we talked about Jalen Waddle.
Taco play.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna put him on the bench, play
sometimes you get tacoed.
I mean, you can
Yeah,
even
I
still put him
guess.
at your flex. Maybe you're just really
he
high on
should.
Zach Ertz for the week.
I
You
don't.
can
Do
still
you,
put
do you
him
think
at your
Dave
flex.
knows that he can put him in his flex?
I believe if you asked him, he would say he did.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
not
brought
what
it
I'm
up, he'd be
asking.
like, "Oh
though.
yeah."
That's not what I'm asking though.
You know the answer.
Shit. Is that the last one? Is there any more?
I don't think we missed anybody.
Yeah, we covered
That's it. That's all
That's
of them.
it. We
Yep.
did it.
It's good.
did it.
All right.
Timestamp
Nice
it.
work, boys. Shabba lava ding dong.
Nice.
We
Let's
did the,
pat ourselves on
first-
the back. Let's do that.
Yeah. Nice work. Nice work. Nice work,
Let's
guys.
go ahead and give ourselves a congratulatory finish, if you will.
Yeah,
Ooh, I
we
love
did good.
congratulatory finishes.
Me too.
Happy ending.
I'm gonna
Happy
go give
ending,
myself
you know
a congratulatory finish all over this
You
trophy.
just call me Robert Kraft.
Oh no. You better bring that bad boy back like fucking completely detoxed and wiped down with some bleach, sir. I better smell the bleach on that trophy.
You'll smell something, and it's
yeah.
If this trophy tells me no, just call me Deshaun Watson.
Ooh.
Okay.
Only if you got 8 other trophies.
Oh my god, we're gonna have to buy a new trophy. All right, we gotta sign this shit off. It's getting out of control.
Do you think
All
that's
right,
what
gentlemen.
Do you think that's what the Houston Texas GM said? Like when he heard about another like rape, he was like, "Oh, I gotta buy another one."
Oh. And on that note,
all right, guys, we're out of here.
Can that rape
Logo-
joke be how we get out of here? Can
so
that
we
be
got
it?
here. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I guess so, man. That
Get in
logo,
and get out,
that
right?
logo will be
Yeah.
part of this. That logo will be part of this pod, I think, guys.
Too bad that
So-
masseuse couldn't get out.
She got out with a settlement. Anyway, all right, guys.
She got out of
Peace.
the memory.
Signing off. Good night,
Therapy.
folks.